Did you know there's 3 common drinks that actually rev up fat loss? Before losing over 100 pounds and finding a lifestyle where it is easy to keep it off, I was told to avoid 2 of these drinks altogether. And the third, I was given all of the wrong advice around. In this video, I'll tell you what these drinks are and how they speed up fat loss. But since each drink also has the ability to slow down results, I'll show you the best ways to use these drinks to your advantage. Pull up a seat, grab your favorite drink, and I'll let you know if it's helping or hurting your results. The first drink is just like this volumizing shampoo. It works with what you've got to provide your metabolism the boost it needs for a little extra oomph. But overdoing a volumizer leads to scalp buildup, irritated hair follicles, it stops hair from growing, or worse, too much volumizer causes your hair to fall out. As women of a particular age who want to lose weight, we don't need any more hair falling out. Adding caffeine to your fat loss plan works the same way, which is why you gotta be strategic. If you're like me and you start your day with habits that push you closer to your fat loss goals, caffeine is a great way to boost energy so you get the most bang for your buck. But even if you wait for an afternoon workout, caffeine can still provide the boost you need, as long as it's not too late in the day. If you prefer an evening workout, adding a caffeine boost can be detrimental to your fat loss plan. But we'll get back to the reason for that in a minute, because caffeine's fat boosting benefits extend further than just a quick energy boost. Using caffeine early in the day can also suppress appetite, making it easier to stick to that moderate calorie deficit that works best for fat loss. Plus, studies have shown using the right amount of caffeine can boost your metabolism up to 13%. But that boost is only helpful if you don't overdo caffeine, since taking too much or taking it too late in the day can make you feel jittery while also interfering with sleep. The last thing you want to do is wreck your sleep, since that's one of the quickest ways to stall your results. Overdoing caffeine long-term can also stress your adrenals, leading to cravings and overeating, neither of which is going to help you reach your goals. When it comes to caffeine, figure out the right dose by ramping up slowly. Most of the benefits are lost after 500 to 600 milligrams per day, so keep an eye on your dose. If common forms of caffeine are just too harsh for you, you can still find some of the same benefits from more moderate forms of caffeine found in teas like green tea or yerba mate. Of course, that volumizing shampoo won't do a thing for you if you don't also use plenty of the next drink on our list. Just like too much water can leave your head a sopping mess, overdoing this drink can leave you a sopping mess. I'm willing to bet one of the first things you learned about weight loss is you gotta drink more water. Still drinking soda or juice? Swap it for water. Always hungry? No, you're not. That is just thirst. Starving before dinner? Chug this huge glass of water first. Even though all of that advice seems like sound dieting advice, so you force down more, not all of the popular water advice is as helpful as it seems. Especially if you're already too low in minerals from years of battling stubborn fat. That's exactly where I was 10 years ago when I had more than 100 pounds to lose. If I just kept chugging more water like we're all told, that would have wrecked me. One of the biggest reasons I struggled with yo-yoing weight for 30 years is I had chronic low blood pressure. Only I didn't know it at the time, but even if I did, who cares? Because every time I visited the doctor, I was praised for my 90/60 reading. While I knew high blood pressure was bad since it could lead to all sorts of health problems, what I didn't know is that low blood pressure comes with its own set of concerns. Since they're not concerns that can kill you by tomorrow, no one really talks about it. I soon learned that chronic low blood pressure can be a direct or indirect cause of health issues like depression, anxiety, insomnia, constipation, acid reflux, brain fog, and more. And as bad as low blood pressure made me feel most days, whenever I began a diet that cuts out processed foods or cuts carbs, I felt even worse, since those things lower blood pressure further. Whenever I drank more water to squash hunger, it flushed out even more minerals, keeping my blood pressure low. While drinking more water can speed up fat loss since it helps you feel fuller for longer, it boosts energy, it also aids in breaking down fat. Plus, a large glass of cold water can even temporarily boost your metabolism. If you're someone with chronic low blood pressure, you have to also boost minerals while drinking more water so you don't end up like this. That's how adding a high-quality sea salt turns this common drink into a drink that actually speeds up fat loss. Because salting water boosts the minerals you naturally lose with most diets. First, you gotta know if this even applies to you, because going out of your way to boost minerals if your blood pressure is already high isn't a good idea. But if you've already checked your blood pressure 2 hours after eating and it typically runs low, then adding a high mineral sea salt to water is a good idea. This is especially true during and after a workout. Keep in mind that adding salt to water and food only scratches the surface, since raising blood pressure into normal ranges can require more effort, but it's 100% worth the effort that you put in. I'll link a video in the description that gets more into detail. Another way too much water can slow down fat loss is if you drink too much too late in the day. If late night visits to the restroom prevent a good night's sleep, then cut back on water at least 2 hours before bedtime, which means using the next drink right before bed isn't as great of an idea as many experts recommend. That doesn't mean that it can't help speed up fat loss when used strategically. Even if you avoid this drink before bed, using it as directed by many weight loss plans can stall your results. Much like a good volumizing shampoo provides more nutrients to your hair to improve its overall health, when used correctly, this drink provides more nutrients to your body to improve your health, which is important since improved health goes hand in hand with an effective fat loss plan. But unlike a volumizing shampoo that achieves fullness by minimizing buildup, that's the exact reason to add this drink to your fat loss plan. I mean, look at all of those amazing buildup benefits. Okay, so I get it's not really the same kind of buildup, but I've come a long way in 30 years, so let's all enjoy my progress a little. On a more serious note, if you're struggling to stay in a moderate calorie deficit because you're not getting enough protein from whole food, then adding protein shakes into the mix can actually slow down results. Since highly processed forms of protein like shakes, bars, or other protein fun foods won't fill you up the same way as whole food protein does, protein shakes aren't always ideal on a diet. That's because eating too much processed foods, yes, even foods labeled as high protein, can lead to hunger, which usually results in one of two scenarios. Scenario number one, you are starving, but you don't eat because you've already hit your calorie goal for the day. Since overwhelming hunger leads to stress and poor sleep, this will not help you reach your goals. Or scenario number two, you are starving after eating too many processed foods, so you can't stop snacking later that day. And this ends your day hundreds of calories over your budget. But if you skip convenient meals like these ready-to-go shakes in favor of whipping up a protein shake that's packed with nutrients, well, that actually can change the story. Back when I had 50 pounds to lose, having a protein shake for breakfast every morning was my diet non-negotiable. These days, I understand that eating whole food protein in the morning is much more satiating, but back then, I didn't have time to cook an entire meal, spend time chewing, followed by even more time cleaning up. That's probably because I wasted too much time overdoing cardio, but that's a lesson on what not to do that we'll save for another day. If you too don't have a ton of time to cook, chew, and clean, then making a shake jam-packed with high-quality protein plus other nutrients can be the trick you need to speed up fat loss. Some nutrients I added to stick to my diet early on include adding a few handfuls of spinach to my shake, half a green banana, half an ounce of MCT oil, and a tablespoon of soaked chia seeds. These nutrient-dense foods kept me fuller longer, making my calorie deficit so much easier to stick to. While I no longer have a shake every single morning, I still use a nutrient-dense protein shake a few days each week before an early workout. What I add to my shakes has changed over time as I've changed. These days, one of the primary reasons I have a shake is to get a daily serving of creatine monohydrate. Even though this supplement has been big in the bodybuilder bro market for decades, it's also a must-take supplement for any woman looking for body recomposition as well as improved cognitive function. Even on days I don't have a pre-workout shake, I sneak in a low-calorie coffee with collagen, so I have a drink to add creatine to because it really is that important. I add collagen since it helps with loose skin that typically accompanies weight loss. After much trial and error, I settled on this chocolate-flavored collagen from Equip since it tastes amazing. It doesn't have that strong collagen taste that most collagen protein powders do. Speaking of pre-workout, whenever I have a pre-workout shake, I add this pre-workout powder, which is also from Equip. Looking at the label, you can see it already has creatine built right in, but I also enjoy all of the energy I get from the green tea extract, as well as the other ingredients that boost my workout. While these 3 drinks are a great way to boost your metabolism for faster weight loss, if you want to turbocharge your results, then you definitely have to watch this video next. Boosting your metabolism with these hacks makes it easier to lose weight, and sticking with these habits long term all but guarantees that you'll actually keep the weight off this time.